Okay. You're at the Watchmen Way, 13120. We have a different studio tonight. The power is out here, and so my office is dark. So we're in our cabana room um, out by the pool. So we'll see how this goes. Um, I was called by God in 2014 um, to warn as many people as I could, as quickly as I could, about several things coming. The first ever worldwide economic collapse, the worldwide draining of the swamp, the exposure of the worldwide satanic pedophile ring. Look at Epstein Island. Look who went to Epstein Island: the Pope, Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and a ton of others. Not counting his Epstein's Florida mansion, his New York mansion, and his ranch in New Mexico. Hundreds of the most powerful people in the world on video. Epstein was running a honeypot for the CIA and for Mossad. POTUS, the NSA, and President Trump have got all the videos. These people are going down for torturing and murdering children. All on tape. The Hillary Clinton snuff video is real. Anyway, obviously, if the worldwide economy collapses, the most powerful people in the world are arrested, including the royal family, U.S. presidents, government officials, politicians, judges, celebrities, newscasters, CEOs. There's 140,000 sealed indictments in the United States right now. There's the average a year is 3,500. And you keep saying nothing's going on? Trust me, there's a lot going on. Look at the stock market today. Down 600 points. Litecoin's going up, silver's going up, exactly what I said was going to happen right before this whole thing blew up. I think next week's going to be big, guys. We got to be ready. The other things God showed me in 2014. Number one, that President Trump had the hand of God on him, guiding and protecting him. That actually came a little bit later, but before the election. That he was going to win. Physical silver and Litecoin as a way to protect ourselves, our families, and our assets by purchasing physical silver and Litecoin now. Show me Carbon 60, which is a supplement. You probably want to Google it. I've been on it now almost 5 years. Most amazing thing I've ever used. My knees were horrible. I could hardly walk. Down steps, uneven ground, gravel. I can run again. My knees haven't bothered me. It was 6 weeks after I started taking Carbon 60. Pain went away, and it hasn't been back. Amazing. I'm bone to bone on one knee. I got no pain. Anyway, so Carbon 60. 2 weeks ago, he came to me again, and explained to me the silver and the Litecoin. And we have always said from day one that we were going to pay it forward. That the members of the Watchmen, and here's the other thing, guys, I don't charge any fees for anything I do. I don't monetize the videos. I don't accept donations. All I ask, if you learn something here that you benefit from, you pay it forward. You pay it forward now by trying to red pill, wake up your friends and neighbors and get them prepared. You pay it forward through this rough patch we're going to go through when the economy goes down, helping others with extra food and water, medical supplies, whatever you can. And then in the recovery phase, what we've been saying is we're going to pay it forward and help those who need help getting started up again. Well, God came to me 2 weeks ago and said, well, actually, our profits from this gold and silver are going to be used to build the foundation of God's new church, which is basically Jesus's first church. Jesus, when he was on earth 2,000 years ago, called his church the way. And it's very simple. I, it is the purest religion on the face of the earth. Tell the truth. Do the right thing. Live your life in the service of others. There's no buildings. There's no priests. There's no bishops. There's no pope. There's no leaders. We are the church. God's not happy with the way the church has turned out. He's not happy with the mega churches. He's not happy with the Catholic Church. He's not really happy with any church on earth right now. He's not happy with the way we use the Bible to beat each other to death with, and ridicule and judge. We're not judges. That's not our job. Judging is God's job. Anybody who thinks that they've got a right to judge someone else is barking up the wrong tree. God's not happy. And the kicker is the Catholic Church is coming down this year. The Pope is going to resign. He's going to admit to everything they've been doing. He's going to admit to the pedophilia, and there's 50% of priests are pedophiles. He's going to come out, when he resigns, he's going to admit that. The Catholic Church is crumbling from the inside. When it does, God wants us to have the way ready to fill the void left by the Catholic Church. He wants to give those faithful who have been misled and lied to and manipulated for 2,000 years, he wants them to have a home to go to. And it's going to be the way. He keeps telling me almost every day, this is going to be huge. And think about it. I can't tell you how many, and it's in the hundreds of Christians that I've talked to over the last 50 years who are leaving churches because of their practices and their attitudes that seem nothing close to Christian. God is brilliant in this, in what he set out to do. And of course, when man took a good look at this, he really didn't want any part of the way, because you can't manipulate it. Because the money's not going anywhere except for in the community. We are taking our donations and putting them in the hands of the needy. Not going to a priest, not going to the Pope, going into the hands of the needy, which makes a heck of a lot more sense than sending it from America to Italy, right? And you know, we're going to find out they weren't doing good things with that money. The Vatican's number one moneymaker the last 50 years probably is child sex trafficking. That's the Vatican. I know this information is hard. It's all true. Do your homework. The biggest gift I can give you guys is the gift of renewing your critical thinking skills and your discernment and an open mind. Because it's going to take all of those things on top of being prepared physically, mentally, and spiritually. And that's what we try to do here. It's the most important thing any of us could be doing at this point in time. And I defy you to give me something else that could be in the big scheme of things. Because we're headed into the biggest transfer of wealth in human history. The people that are prepared for this are going to reap the gifts that God is giving the ones that are spiritually aware enough to understand what's been happening, and that God and his people have been under attack for 50 years now, and it's time to fight back. We've had a run since Babylon of seeing what happens when evil controls the power, the money in the world. It hasn't gone very well. Now we're going to see what happens when God's people have control of the financial systems and the money, because that's what's happening. That 1% that own 90% of the wealth of the world is going to have it stripped from them with the executive order that President Trump wrote, 12/21/17, that allows the government to seize the assets of any corporation or individual involved in corruption or human trafficking. Amazon, Twitter, Facebook, Google, all going down. Payshores, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, everybody involved in the satanic pedophile network, in globalism, in the swamp, in the deep state, is either going to be executed for treason or murder, or going to spend the rest of their lives in jail. We are going to eradicate 90% of the evil in the world this year. It's happening. It's all good. There's nothing to fear here. I keep saying it over and over again. And I'm going to keep saying it because people need to hear it. 5 years ago, it was going to be ugly. Me looking at the situation 5 years ago, Obama's president, Hillary's going to be next, is how it looks. And it's very clear by that point that Obama is trying to take us down from the inside. For anybody with an IQ over 50 and that's done some homework, you could see what was happening with infiltrating us with the Muslim Brotherhood that was, I think, marked as a terrorist organization before he became president. Umma Abedin. I mean, there were more globalists in our government when President Trump took office than there were patriots. We were outnumbered in our own government. Yeah, in 2016. That's why it's taken so long. The good news is that God came through and delivered us President Trump. And now the script has flipped. It's a 180. Now we're on top, ready to crush him. And that's where this is headed. I believe in America, at least, even if you're not prepared, I think people are going to get through this. You may not eat every day. It might be a struggle. You're going to put a lot of stress on your family. And you don't have to. Extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo, physical silver, and Litecoin. If you get these basics and then modify that based on your own research, your own skill set, your own needs, the people who are prepared are going to thrive on the other side of this. Rocket ships. And it all comes down to, on the other side of this, physical silver and Litecoin. God showed them to me for a reason. When the economy comes down, all paper assets will go to zero eventually. It may not be day one, but within a year, 6 months, all paper assets are going to zero. Your bank account, your pension fund, retirement, annuities, stocks, bonds, all going to zero. You have to have transferred some of your investments into physical silver or Litecoin before this happens, or you're going to be penniless. Pretty much it. You're going to lose 80% of the value of your home as we go through this process. And all paper assets, you're going to lose. Pennies on the dollar, if you're lucky. The banks rewrote the laws a couple of years ago. Our politicians let the banks rewrite the law so that now our deposits are considered loans to the bank. So that when they go belly up, we go to the bottom of the list of creditors, which means if we get pennies on the dollar, we're going to be lucky, and there probably isn't going to be anything left when this is said and done. There's $1 quadrillion worth of derivatives that these criminal banks have cooked up. $1 quadrillion. When this thing comes apart, it's going to be impossible to unwind. And they're eventually, I think, going to have to declare a reset where everything's just wiped out and they start over. Going to be an awesome thing if you knew it was coming. Um, you're not going to owe anybody anything. Nobody's going to owe you. You're going to lose your pension, but you're going to get your house free and clear if you're making payments. You're going to get your car free and clear. So this could be a good thing, especially if you've got silver and Litecoin. Litecoin's cryptocurrency. I'm not going to get into it tonight because I'm afraid I'm going to run out of daylight here. But you want Litecoin. Anybody who's confused, text me, message me, and physical silver. You can go back to previous episodes here. I've been talking about it a lot this last week. There will be websites listed for Coinbase where you buy Litecoin, Ledger, the storage device, your wallet, your hard wallet, Ledger Nano S. There'll be a link for that. There'll be a link to a bullion where you buy silver, sdbullion.com. You want like $300 in junk silver, 1964 or older dimes, 90% silver. Those are going to be great to barter with if the banks close or things get tight. Cash, good to have the first few weeks after the crash, but eventually that's going to be worthless also. They've got gold-backed currencies in China, Russia, and the United States ready to roll out when this happens. So eventually, you might be able to exchange old dollars for gold back, but you might not. So I would only probably have $500 to $1,000 in cash, and everything else I would put in Litecoin and silver. Anything you leave in the bank, going to be lost. Anything you leave in the stock market's probably going to be lost. I'm not going to let the banks have my money. I've got all my assets are liquid assets, physical silver and Litecoin. And I think it's going to be huge. One Litecoin today is $68, I think, right before I came on. Some analysts believe it's going to be $3 million each in 4 years, 2024. Cryptocurrencies are the future of money. I believe Litecoin will be the #1 cryptocurrency in the world. It'll have the greatest return on investment. This is not only based on what God showed me, it's based on my own research. I've been doing this research for over 5 years. I've got like 25,000 hours in. And I originally was all silver. God showed me Litecoin. I hedged. I finally got it. I'm now 60% Litecoin, 40% silver. You know, if you're more conservative, you might want to flip that, go 60% silver, 40% Litecoin of what your investment's going to be. 50-50 is okay. I just believe Litecoin is going to be a far greater return on investment based on what's going on. I don't have my clock here, so I'm kind of see if I can get it up. Okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, just going through, the things for right now. This coronavirus. I think the impeachment, I think the gun grab in Virginia and around the country, they're all distractions. Don't worry about it. They're overblowing so far, at least. They're overblowing what's going on in China with the coronavirus. The impeachment is a joke. You got to have a crime to impeach the president. They don't have it. He's going to be, they're going to finish this up next week. Look for the markets next week. I think next week is going to be huge. I know Lisa sent me a message today that they're trying to blame the stock market on the virus. I don't. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Listen, this economy. There's 50 triggers that could collapse this economy. 50 triggers that could collapse this economy, at least. A stiff breeze is going to knock this thing down. And just imagine if they arrest Obama, if they arrest Hillary, how long do you think the economy's going to last? Days, maybe. Maybe the next day it tanks. Because, in the main reason, the deep state won't allow it to happen without collapsing the economy. And if you don't understand that the deep state has more control over the economy than President Trump, you need to do a lot more homework. President Trump has played this brilliantly. The way he's presented the economy, the things he did to get it up, even though it was mostly smoke and mirrors. Now, it's true, the economy's, the stock market is at records high, or it was until today. It's probably, it's obviously not. But it's all smoke and mirrors, guys. The stock market's at record levels because the Fed bought it. They bought those record levels. They bought up all those stocks. Things that 25 years ago you couldn't do. These banks are buying their own stocks. They're buying Apple. They're buying whatever. Google. Amazon. It's all smoke and mirrors. There's nothing there. And as soon as either they want to bring it down or all the sheep, realize that this is a con game, a Ponzi scheme, then it's gone. This market's going to drop 50%. I think it could be next week. It could drop 50% next week. I said by the end of the month, and we're going to be pretty close, I think. Next week, it's close enough for me. But this is a warning for us. There's no more messing around, guys. You can't procrastinate. Get your last minute prepping done. Get your last minute Litecoin and silver bought. When this happens, you won't be able to get on Coinbase. Forget it. You won't be able to buy it. And if you could buy it, it may be $500 or $1,000 instead of $68. How much can you buy today at $68? How much can you buy next week if it's $500? Get it today if you can. Get as much of it today as you can. Get as much silver today as you can. Don't wait around. I mean, you're going to have till Monday. But I think Litecoin is going to go up through the weekend. I think the big money knows what's coming. And if it does continue to go through the weekend, I would expect that Monday we're going to have more bad news in the stock market. Or good news if you're prepared. It has to happen, guys. It's a good thing for all of us that this is happening. And we need to present it that way to people, right? Explain why it's a good thing. Explain what's happening. When all this goes down, we're basically cleaning house. The whole thing. Business, government, judicial, political, all going to be cleaned out. And we're going to start fresh. New dollar, new financial system, basically a revamped judicial system. Politics, government are going to be hugely revamped. It's all good, guys. Greatest transfer of wealth in human history. On the cusp of man's greatest accomplishment of removing this evil from the world, headed into man's greatest age. And then the way, so now we got 90% of the evil out of the world, and we got maybe the majority of the population practicing the way. What kind of world do you think we're going to have then? You think it's going to be better than it is now? It's going to be a lot better than it is now. It's going to be heaven on earth. As close to heaven as we can get on earth is what we're going to have. The world that God wants us to have. And we're going to have the country our founders wanted us to have. It's all good, guys. And present it that way. Because there's going to be change is hard. Cognitive dissonance is going to be at epidemic levels. This is going to rock people to their core when they find out about all of this. And they're going to find out in a very short period of time. 2 or 3 weeks, I think. And they're going to get all of this dumped on them. That's why we want to try and get as many woke up as we can now. And don't worry if you have an argument with someone, because we call that planting seeds. Having an argument is the next best thing to getting somebody red-pilled. Because what's going to happen is when they hear this stuff on Fox, on CNN, on MSNBC, on the mainstream media that Obama's being arrested and the Pope is going down, what's going to pop in their head? The argument they had with you. That's going to give them some hope. And this isn't out of the clear blue. People know what's going on here. They're going to call you. And we've got to be there for these people, guys. Even though they may have acted irrationally, name-called, questioned our intelligence, our sanity, no hard feelings. We need to pull together. We need to understand that division is what the globalists and the deep state want. God wants us unified. He wants us unified as Christians. He wants us unified as patriots to not only fight this evil, but to eradicate this evil. And that's what's happening. There's kind of a double-edged sword here with these people who aren't awake yet. The good news is they don't have to go through all of the BS that we have, knowing about this stuff, wanting it to end, and screaming like bloody murder for people to listen to us. They're going to get the flip side of that, which is getting it all dumped on them at once, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. You can't deny it. It's on the mainstream media 24/7 worldwide. You accept it. It is what it is. They can't deny it. Everybody in the world knows about it. But that much information that is so contrary to what they thought their vision of the world was, it's devastating. It's going to rock them. I mean, I'm sure. And see, what we have the benefit of, we got kind of baby stepped through this, for most of us. We kind of learned as we could take it on, right? We are basically, for the most of us, self-taught. That's a lot easier than getting it dumped on y'all at once, because then it's just like a computer freezing up. It's overload. They just can't take it all in. It's just too much. It scares them because it's too, again, 180 from where they thought the world really was. But it's all good. We have to hang with them. We have to walk them through it. Get them through the other side. That's our job as watchmen. And those people who maybe you've had really nasty words with, who maybe are too embarrassed to call you for help, you need to reach out to them. If there's somebody who you think that might be going on, call them. Offer an olive branch. Offer to help. That's what God wants. That's what the way is about. Start, and the other thing, guys, we've got the way 1 week challenge. Live your life the way for 1 week. Tell the truth every single time. Do the right thing every single time. Live your life in the service of others. Try it for a week. The first day, I was hooked. Not only, I think, a lot of times we want to make excuses for telling little white lies or misleading people because we want to avoid a conflict or a fight. I'm here to tell you, it's not the right thing to do, number one. Tell the truth. And what you're going to find is, when you tell the truth, people are going to take it a lot better than you thought they would. Now, you're still going to have your problems, you're still going to have your arguments, but overall, not only is it going to go smoother than you thought it would, you're going to feel a lot better about the way you handled it, how you feel, right? I think this thing's going to take off like wildfire, guys. I think, especially when the church goes down, when the Catholic Church goes down, we're gonna be getting thousands of members a week. It's gonna be hard for us to keep up, so we got to be ready. Let's see what we got for questions. Bill, how you doing? Chris, David, Jill, how you doing? Lisa, hello. Everybody say thank you to Lisa. She has been doing an awesome job on the website. I can't believe what she's doing. It's taken, you can't believe the pressure she's taken off of me. So thank you, Lisa, for all your hard work. Great job. Keith, how you doing? Megan, hello. Ignacio. Ignacio, what's up, buddy? Ignacio, you might want to call me later. Tessie, hello. David, Todd, how you guys doing? That's information I got on the internet, and you guys can dig it up too. Listen, guys, just to be clear, I'm not a reporter. I'm not a preacher. I'm a watchman. My job is to warn. Your guys' job is to start digging. If I have it on hand, I'll give it to you. But, you know, most of these things are stuck in my head. I watched something 2 weeks ago. Oh, it's been longer than that now on the Pope. I'm not telling you guys unless I believe it's 100% true. Oh, and I've got like 50% battery, so that's yeah, the power's out. So, Kimberly, how you doing? Let's see. Yeah, get out of the stock market, guys. Jody, how you doing? Kevin, what's up? Peter, hello? Susan, Judy, I got your message. I'll call you. Might not be till tomorrow, but I'll get a hold of you. Nevada, how you doing? Rita. Listen, guys, I don't think Rita's saying February is going to be a rough month. I don't think it's going to be rough. I think it's going to start, but listen. This has to happen, guys. I think it's going to happen days or weeks, like I've been saying. The virus is being used as a chemical weapon, a bioweapon. So, listen. For something to be effective, the things they're really scared about are the things that are worldwide within a week or 10 days. And killing thousands as it goes. I looked a few days ago, I think the death toll in China was only 19 people. Last time I looked. At least that's what they were putting out. It's a distraction, guys. It's a distraction. If they were going to use a bioweapon, they'd be spraying them in these planes. I just don't worry about it. When you see, 100,000 people dead or 250,000 people dead, then you start worrying. But the way it's at right now, this is completely a distraction, just like the impeachment is, just like the Second Amendment crap is, just like the censorship is. They're trying to distract us from the pedophilia. They know they can't come back from that. So they don't want us looking at it. When was the last time you heard anybody talk about Epstein? There's a reason. There's a reason that the mainstream doesn't talk about it. Larry, Mark, how you guys doing? Rebecca. Bo Pony says Bitcoin is going to go up 1,000 up the first week of February, then it's going to drop 1,000. Listen, guys, here's the problem with Bo Pony. I like Bo Pony. He's pretty good on the cryptocurrencies. He doesn't know much about anything else. Listen, these morons who are giving you these numbers, whatever they're giving you, if they're not taking into account, and Bo Pony does not take into account the draining of the swamp and the exposure of the satanic pedophiles, forget what they're saying about the economy. Because this stuff doesn't skyrocket until they drain the swamp and they expose the pedophiles. That's when it goes sky high. And then I've heard 300,000 for Bitcoin this year, by the end of this year, 2020. 300,000 Bitcoin. They say Litecoin is going to be 25% of Bitcoin when the manipulation is removed. That means that Litecoin could be 75,000 this year. So I like Bo Pony. He's a nice guy, but he is way behind the times. He doesn't understand the big picture. He's looking at it like this, trying to take cryptos on an island in a economy that's been corrupted and manipulated for 100 years, that's ready to tank. Yeah, so again, nice guy. Don't listen to him on the economy. He's good on silver. He's good on cryptocurrencies. Susie said Litecoin just went up $2 more. So it sounds like it's around 70 now. I'm telling you guys, don't wait. Look him up, Todd. Just go to YouTube and put in Bo Pony and you'll find hundreds of videos. Litecoin's at 70, guys. I'm telling you. Don't wait. Glinda, how you doing? Benny, what's up? Susie, hello. Thanks, David. Donna, how you doing? Thanks, Donna. Danny, how you doing? Yeah, the crows are. I just noticed that. I didn't even notice it, Mark, until you said something. Jay Sekalo said hello. Yeah, tell Jay Sekalo to call me. I'll do an interview with him. I don't know why the power's out. I think somebody probably hit a pole or something. It's just out of my neighborhood. Go figure. And it's starting to get dark here, and I'm probably almost out of power. So if I go off, guys, that's it for today, because my battery's about done, I think. Stop watching the news. It's a waste of time. Jamie, what's up? Okay, guys. Like I said, I'm about to go out here on power. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to kind of show you guys the house that I'm leaving soon. So I'm in the cabana room here. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. So this is our cabana room. There's our view. And the pool. This is what I look at every day. There's our fish shack barbecue. I'm looking across at Sears Point Raceway. It's about 10 miles, right at the foot of those hills over there. Back of the house. What else we got in here? Let's oh, it might be too dark in here. The dining room. That's what we see. Rodeo gear or trinkets. Oh, big cow. Here's the front door. More trinkets. That's it, guys. Okay. That's Mount Tamalpais across the bay there. And that's looking up towards Napa. That's the Napa River right there. And pool. Try not to fall in. Okay. You got the tour. Let's see. I'm going to turn this around here. Okay, guys. All right. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Remember, be positive. Do all the last minute stuff. Make those last minute phone calls. Make those last minute emails, text. This could go down next week, guys. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. I'm going to wrap it up for tonight, guys. Remember, fear not. God and President Trump are 1,000% in control. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.